Alright, let's do it. 7:02 on a beautiful, actually it's not beautiful, it was really cold when I woke up this morning. Wednesday morning! It is Wednesday, which means there's a new episode of Nightcat with Nightcat coming out tonight. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, make sure you have, because you're not going to want to miss Nightcat with Nightcat. It's always very fun. This is, though, the kitsch-minded morning show, Morning Meowncements, where we get you ready for the day. I am your host, Nightcat. I am so freaking excited that you're here. We've got such a great show coming up for you. We're going to dive into the pop culture headlines with the Morning Mews. Joe Biden's dog bit someone again, so we got to talk about it. And then we're going to get into the book of unusual knowledge. But before we get into any of that, including the prize pond, where you could win a prize, all you got to do is text your first name to 601-557-CAT1. I might call you to win a prize later on the show. Before we get into any of that, though, I have been dying for this. I have been dying for this to happen. I ordered them like a week ago, so I guess it hasn't been forever, but it feels like forever. I want to introduce you to some new members of our Clouder. By the way, people are always curious, a Clouder is a group of house cats. That's the official title for a group of house cats. So I am Nightcat, you are my night kittens, and collectively we are the Clouder. That's the name of our group. Well, I'd like to introduce you to some little caterpillars. So, I thought it would be kind of fun. I always wanted to grow butterflies. There we go, you can see them better that way. I always wanted to grow butterflies, but we never really did that in school. And I saw a kit for very cheap on Amazon, so I thought together with the Clouder, we could raise ourselves some caterpillars, raise them up into butterflies. These guys are very small right now, and apparently they're gonna molt a lot. If you don't know, a lot of bugs have an exoskeleton that they shed when they grow, so they just shed their whole skin and then they eat it and they keep getting bigger. They're supposed to like double in size every day or something like that. It's crazy how big they get, how quickly. But within 7 to 10 days, so probably the end of next week, they're going to climb to the top of the lid. They're going to make a little J kind of shape with their little caterpillar bodies, and then they're going to spin themselves a cocoon, and we're going to watch them make a cocoon. We're going to watch them hibernate or transform. That's what we're going to use from cocoon stage into butterflies. And then I thought maybe one day we could all meet up at the park and go release our butterflies. So I've got not one, but 2 cups of caterpillars, and we're gonna just watch these guys grow and be super cute, and then together we're gonna go out and release them. I'll let you know those details when we have them, but isn't that fun? So for now, the caterpillars stay living in the jar until they become a cocoon, a chrysalis, and then we're gonna move the cocoons in here until they hatch. And they have this really cute little flower. The kit is somewhere, but they have this cute little flower that you put sugar water on, and they land on it and eat it. I can't wait! It's gonna be the best! So if you have any good caterpillar names, if you have any good names for a caterpillar, put them over in the live chat right now, or in the comments on this video if you're watching after the live, or you can always text me to 601-557-CAT1. Oh, aren't they so cute? I can't wait for it. Those are painted lady butterflies, by the way. Those are painted lady caterpillars. Because apparently other caterpillars are very hard to take care of, and they can get sick and diseased pretty easily. So painted ladies apparently are where it's at. Quickly, let's say good morning to the chat. We've got Dark Prince Zizor in the house. Good morning, Dark Prince Zizor. Shelby, good morning. Katie, Brienne, Doggone T, Sadie, JK. Will I ever guest on a radio show? I'm not, I can't tell you anything. I can't talk, hush now. I can't talk about secrets. Okay, let's not. Good morning, Sadie, Nathan, Dallin, good morning. Let's see. Oh, yes, Doggone T, don't worry. We're going to be doing lots of science experiments. I do certainly love These little guys are so cute. All right. Well, now that we've said hello, we've met the newest members of the Clouder. Don't forget to pitch me your Caterpillar names in the live chat. I think it's time for us to get into the Morning Mews. The Morning Mews is the part of the show where I go through the top pop culture headlines, get you all caught up before you go to work and school, so you can amaze everyone with all of your knowledge. And we're going to get started here in Salt Lake City. We've got a few breaking news stories coming out of Salt Lake the last couple of days. The first one, yesterday, the Utah Jazz were on a Delta flight heading out to Memphis. They're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, which apparently is a basketball team. Who knew? So they were out flying. Well, the Delta flight, on its way up, like literally they had been in the air for seconds, not even a full minute, they collided with a flock of birds. Now, it's pretty bad. Now, this picture I'm going to show you is a little graphic, so if you're not super into, you know, the gore and the guts of it all, now's a great time to close your eyes, and I'm going to show you. Look how gross! Ah! It hit a bunch of birds really hard. So, the front of the plane hits a flock of birds. They clog up the left engine, and the left engine can't get started again. And, you know, not a good idea to fly with one engine. So they had to turn around, make an emergency landing. Donovan Mitchell just got off the plane and immediately tweeted prayer hands emojis. He's like, oh, good. As far as I know, they are still scheduled. So they I guess, probably got another plane to Memphis. And they're scheduled to take on the Grizzlies tonight. And the plane was able to land and taxi back to the gate just fine. But isn't that so scary? Look how gross! That's horrifying. All right, you can reopen your eyes now if you were afraid of that. Oh, this is just a really quick hit. If you're a fan of The Voice, we know that there have been alternating judges. Nick Jonas and Gwen Stefani alternate seasons as the fourth chair judge. Well, I think that's going to end soon. Ariana Grande will be taking over as a judge on The Voice. She'll be taking over for Nick Jonas, and I'm excited because she's pretty funny. Like, Ari's got a decent personality. And I think that's more important than knowing anything about music, which obviously Ariana Grande does. Everyone gives her crap, but I don't think that's fair because she had like 7 of the biggest songs ever a couple of years ago. Like everything she drops is just like an instant sell, like classic. So I think she's gonna do a great job. I'm pretty happy for her. All right, Joe Biden. Oh my God, dude. So when he first got into the White House, he had to send his dogs back to Delaware to the family house for additional training because his dog Major bit someone at the White House. And what they called, he was startled by an unfamiliar person, and that unfamiliar person got bit. And apparently this person got bit so bad that they had to send the dogs away. Well, Major just bit somebody else. I guess Major was out for a walk on the South Lawn, and they won't reveal too many of the details, so I'm curious to see if it's actually worse than what they're saying. But I guess he was walking the South Lawn when he nipped an unknown person. Like, they won't tell us who it was. And the person in question was then taken to the White House medic. Out of what they're saying is an abundance of caution. Not because it was so bad it warranted medical care, but out of an abundance of caution, I guess you should go to the doctor if my German Shepherd bit you. So they're saying that it doesn't look like they're going to be sending the dogs home. He's still adjusting, and they're still training the dogs, and they're still training everyone on how to interact with them. So we'll see how that goes. But man, once is an unfortunate accident. Like, it just sucks. He probably was scared. Twice, a pattern is developing, and 3 times, I mean, you just can't let that dog live in the White House. I mean, I don't know that dog is the most uncivilized creature to ever live in the White House, but still pretty dangerous. You can't just have a German Shepherd running around like that. Because, like, if they have a bad attitude and a history of biting, I love German Shepherds. They're fantastic dogs. Super smart, super sweet, so cute. But if they have a bad attitude, they also have the power to do some damage. And I just think that we're playing it pretty fast and loose with 2 bites, you know? Obviously, he's not happy at the White House. Just send him back to Delaware, where, you know, he's a Delaware dog. All right, Jen Shah. Ooh, Jen Shah, you dummy. Jen Shah, from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, our very own Real Housewives edition. Well, she was arrested yesterday by Homeland Security. This monster, this animal of a human being. So I guess part of the reason that she became a Real Housewife, because she's so stupid rich, is because her and her assistant have been defrauding the elderly out of their money. Have you ever heard of a more Utah thing? She made her money as a Real Housewife by scamming people into buying things or investing their money in things that they didn't need. I have never heard a more Utah phrase in my entire life. This is just, it bleeds Utah. So I guess what would happen is she'd have her assistant build these lists of easy targets, and they were almost all elderly people, working class people, you know, people who are maybe poor, living on a fixed income, just barely getting by. And then her telemarketing company would call them with business opportunities, and she would just take all of this money from old people. There is a real special circle in hell for people who are defrauding the elderly. When you go after victims who are vulnerable and can't defend themselves and don't know better, and you're taking their only livelihood away, you're disgusting. You girl, you're disgusting. So I hope she stays in jail for a really long time. She got arrested as she was leaving the set of The Real Housewives yesterday. So they were doing some bit at some strip mall apparently when Homeland Security arrested her. This is on the heels of like a Homeland Security, New York Police Department, NYPD joint effort to crack down on this telemarketing fraud, and they were able to trace it all the way here and arrest her yesterday. So I'm excited to see how that story develops, because I didn't think that any of them were particularly good people, but this is actively really bad. And finally, Luke Bryan. Country star, American Idol judge, Luke Bryan. He was out fishing yesterday when tragedy struck. He managed, I'm not going to show you this picture because it is really disgusting. You can find the video on his Instagram though. He was out fishing and he got a fish hook caught in 2 places on his thumb. So it was like a 3-prong hook, and there's one piece that stabbed like right in here, and then the other hook kind of curled in on this side. So he was hooked on either side of his thumb. It was a pretty gnarly snag. His guitar tech rushed him to the hospital, where they found that the hook had made it all the way into the bone. So he got hooked hard. It was not very good. He video documented the whole thing, and it was pretty funny. Now, here's what I'll say. I want to show you the picture that he posted like an hour or 2 before he got into his accident, because I'm not saying they have one thing to do with another. But I'm not saying that either. So on his story, just before he gets injured, there are 2 cans of hard seltzer. He also happens to be wearing a 2-lane hard seltzer ball cap throughout the entire thing. So it's entirely possible, I guess, that this is an ad, but mostly I'm just going to say he was out with his buddies. He was having some 2-lane hard cider, who's not paying us, by the way. Probably paying Luke Bryan, but not us. And there was an accident. He got hooked so bad. Like I said, you can find that on Luke Bryan's Instagram page if you want to look at the video. It's pretty gnarly, though. It's not for me, and I didn't think that would be... I was concerned about showing bird blood this morning on the side of a plane. So, human blood and hooks and... No, sir. No, thank you. And that is the Morning Mews. All right. Morning Mews. Let's see. What do we got up coming in here? Oh, real quick, I do just want to send a special shout out, a huge shout out to all of our Patreon patrons. You're the reason we get to keep doing this. You're the reason that Nightcat stays on in the morning and at night and on the podcast and everything. It's only because I have investments from my viewers. People like you who like what we're doing and have joined the Patreon. You can be one of them. Patreon.com/NightCatShow. There are 2 tiers. I've got the $3 tier here and the $5 tier. You can join for as little as $3. It takes it out at the first of the month, and then I take that money and reinvest it into the show. I make it bigger and more awesome and more fun every chance that I get. So, definitely, if you have the chance to do it, I understand not everyone can, and I totally appreciate and understand that. No worries. But if you have the extra $3 or $5 a month, check it out, patreon.com/nightcatshow. And don't forget that this Friday, a brand new episode of Nightcat Radio drops. This is going to be the very special edition, Curiosity Killed Nightcat, the true crime and paranormal episodes. Those are going to be dropping every Friday, starting this Friday. If you are a Patreon member, you get those a week early. So you're actually going to get episode 2 this Friday. So if you would like to get in on any of that, patreon.com/nightcatshow. Thank you so much. All right. I think it's time then for the Book of Unusual Knowledge. The Book of Unusual Knowledge. This is a bathroom reader. This is a bathroom reader. It's just something that you read in the bathroom. Go figure. But it's full of just fun facts. And one of the articles in here is the origins of 12 modern icons. So I picked a couple of them, and I thought it would be pretty fun if we learned where some of our favorite food mascots come from. Starting with Miss Betty Crocker. Now, I guess back in the 1920s, thousands of letters were being sent to General Mills, the like cereal food brand. All of them were asking for baking help. They had baking questions. So, in order to respond to these, the company didn't just want to like sign it General Mills. They wanted to sign it with like a more personal touch. So they invented the name Betty Crocker. Crocker to honor an executive that had just retired from the company. And Betty because they thought that it was a warm, kind name. And Betty Crocker started writing to the customers. And she became so popular that she sort of became like one of their major brands. We all know Betty Crocker, you know, cake mixes and cookbooks and everything like that. In fact, she got so popular that a public opinion poll that was rating famous women placed Betty Crocker second, only to Eleanor Roosevelt, who was beloved by women around the country. So, it's just, I think that's really cool. Betty Crocker, just completely made up, still more famous than a lot of the ladies apparently back in the day, in the 20s and 30s. All right, Duke. He's one of my favorites. Duke from Bush's Baked Beans Company. If you don't know, this is an older commercial series. I don't even know if this is still their shtick, their gimmick, but growing up it was still. Bush's Baked Beans, the canned bean company, had a golden retriever named Duke, who was the food mascot, and Duke was always trying to reveal the secret recipe to Bush's Baked Beans. It's just a silly commercial. I love it. Well, here's how that started. The Bush Brothers and Company was founded in 1908, and they hired an advertising agency to get the word out about their new products. They decided that A.J. Bush's great-grandson, Jay Bush, and Jay's golden retriever, Duke, would be the perfect spokespeople for the Bean Company. The only problem, though, is that apparently the real Duke was terrified of cameras and people. Not into it at all. So they had to hire a show dog, a stunt double, Duke, in order to go around and do all the traveling exhibits and do some of the more technically hard commercials. So, he's like, I don't do my own stunts. He's not a Jackie Chan type, okay? He's not doing his own stunts. He has people hired to do that for him, alright? He doesn't need to blow out his knees at his age. Remember, those are dog years. He could lose his hips so quickly. And that is the origin of some of your favorite food mascots from the Book of Unusual Knowledge. Alrighty. Oh, we gotta talk about this real quick. So, it is official. The Nightcat True Crime walking tours are halfway sold out. So, there are only 20 spots per show. We are almost completely sold out on Friday, April 30th. There's one ticket left. So, if you're meeting someone else there who already has tickets, you gotta get your ticket now because there's only one left. The other ones are about halfway full. except for Thursday, May 6th, which apparently is some sort of national holiday because I only have 2 tickets sold to that one. But overall, they're about halfway sold out. So if you want to go on the Nightcat True Crime Walking Tour, check out the link tree in the description of this video. We're going to go talk about some horrifying things. I can't wait to see you there and talk about horrifying things. Let's see here. All right, so we did the Book of Unusual Knowledge. We talked about Patreon, Morning Mews. I think it's time then for the Prize Pond. Prize Pond, if you'd like to play, text your first name, 601-557-CAT1. Quickly check in with the chats to give you a little more time to text your name in. Yeah, doggone tea, we are going to do some cool science experiments. We are going to grow some butterflies. I have my eye on a really cool ant farm. We might get some ants, who knows. Oh, Painted Lady Katara. Is that an Airbender reference? I think it's an Airbender reference. I do like the caterpillar named Katara. That's very nice. Good morning, Emmanuel. Good morning, Marissa. Good morning, Lobato Mom. Good morning, Mindy. All right. Let's do it then. I'm going to get into my text messages over here. I'm gonna, let's make sure. Okay, there we go. Scrolling. And. All right, let's do it. I might be calling you. I hope you're by the phone. Yes. Alright. I'm so sorry, Wesley! It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get through to you, so we're going to try the one right under Wesley. I hope you're by the phone! Alright. Hello, is this Shelby?
Oh my god, Ken.
Shelby, it's Nightcat, how are you?
I'm so good, how are you?
I am so stinking good. Let me just double check that our audio... Yep, we're good. It looks like our audio... No one has complained about it yet on the YouTube. Did you watch yesterday's show where the audio just died halfway through? It was very good. Shelby, my love, how are you this morning? What are you up to? That's like the work from home story. It's just like, I'm trying. I'm going in with a good attitude. I don't blame you one bit. Well, Shelby, how would you like to play Prize Pond? Awesome. That's what I like to hear. All right, so Prize Pond, if you have not watched us play before, Shelby, you've watched us play before, yes? You know a thing or two. But for those of you at home who don't know, behind me, I've got fish tanks. There is a fishing pole and a fishing net because these fish tanks aren't just any fish tanks. These are the prize pond. This is where fantastic prizes swim freely with other fantastic prizes in the sea. And you might take one of them home, Shelby, but you have to make a decision right now. Would you like the net or would you like the hook? You want to go with the net? Let's do it. Oh, YouTube is telling me they can't hear you, Shelby. Shelby decided to go with the net. I don't know what's going on with this audio here. Oh, cute! You have got yourself a paint your own llama piggy bank. So you can paint it any which color that you want, and you can save up your pennies. What do you think about llamas in general? They're so cute, and I love their bad attitudes. They spit all over the place. They'll spit right in your eyes. They don't care. That's some energy that I appreciate out of a llama. Now, this is a fantastic prize, Shelby, but you do have to decide if you'd like to throw it back into the pond and choose the hook, or if you'd like to hang on to it. Which would you like?
Let's switch and do the hook.
You want to do the hook? Let's do it. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, from Amazon Prime, you've won yourself some buttons from the new original series, Invincible. I'll make sure to add some Nightcat stickers to that when I send it out. Have you watched Invincible on Amazon yet? It is really good. I'll tell you, the first episode, I had a hard time getting through the first half because they were setting a lot up. And it was a little slow, but then it gets nuts. And somebody asked if it was for kids. It is not for kids. That last scene in the first episode is very graphic. But if you're into comic books, if you're into superheroes, I think you're really gonna like it. Shelby, I will make sure to get your buttons in the mail. I'll get your address from you a little bit later. I hope you have a fantastic day working from home.
Thank you.
You got it. I'll see you later.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. Well, I'm sorry you couldn't hear Shelby. I don't know. It was working earlier. I don't understand. Shelby, congratulations. If you ever would like to play Prize Pond, we play it every morning on the Morning Announcements. Morning Announcements start right here on the Nightcap with Nightcat YouTube channel at 7 a.m. every morning, Mountain Standard Time. That's the Denver time, the Salt Lake City time. That's when we get going there. So make sure you're joining us bright and early on Morning Announcements. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, I think that's it, isn't it? 3 minutes of fish, Prize Pond. New episode of Curiosity Killed Nightcat drops on Friday. Subscribe to the podcast. Patreon, True Crime Tours we talked about. Book of Unusual Knowledge, Mascot Origins, The Morning Mews. We welcomed our new little friends. If you have any great names for caterpillars or butterflies, make sure to send them over in the comments on this video, or you can text me at the text line 601-557-CAT1. Hey, don't forget, there's lots of fun stuff that you can do to get involved with the show. Text me anytime, send me voicemail. I love voicemails. Voicemails are very fun. Leave me any sort of information. 601-557-CAT1 is the number to call. Nightcatmerch.com if you'd like to get your official Nightcat merchandise, or if you'd like to check out our Toy Shack. Gosh, the Nightcat Toy Shack. I'm selling toys as well right now. Nightcatmerch.com. Check out the Patreon. You can find the audio from this show and every other Nightcap with Nightcat episode, as well as Morning Announcements episode, and the new True Crime podcast starting on Friday. All of it on Nightcat Radio. Look for your on your favorite podcast directory for Nightcat Radio. And that's going to do it for me. I'm going to turn it on over to the fish. I hope you have a fabulous day. Goodbye. Bye.